I love capturing speed in action with my camera. Sometimes I want to freeze the action, and sometimes I want to use a slow shutter speed to show the motion. I might pan along with the movement of my subject, stay still and allow the movement to create a blur through the scene, or even rotate my camera to create a spinning effect. But it isn't always easy to make that switch instantaneously. I have a little trick that I use on my cameras to help me to do this. On the Nikon Z8 and Z9, I customize one of the buttons to switch to slower shutter speed settings, so I can go from 1/2000th or 1/1000th to a 15th of a second or slower, just like that. In the custom settings, I go to the control menu. I select Custom Controls for Shooting, and I select a button to customize. I like one of the buttons in the front of the camera that I can easily reach with my left hand, but you might choose a button that works for you. Then I choose Recall Shooting Functions. I select Shutter Priority Mode for shooting, a shutter speed of around 1/15th of a second, but it depends on the speed of the action that I'm capturing. For ISO sensitivity, I make sure that I have Auto ISO turned on, and I set the autofocus area mode to 3D autofocus, and eye detection is on. Now when it comes to release mode, I select 20 frames per second, even though I won't get 20 frames per second if I'm shooting at 1/15th of a second. If you have a different custom setting for that button, it's important to press the menu button or else it won't save your new choice. What's the difference between recall shooting functions and recall shooting functions hold? Recall shooting functions activates the slower shutter speeds as long as I'm holding down the button, while recall shooting functions hold means I press the button and it activates the slower shutter speeds, and I don't need to hold it down, but then I need to press the button again to turn it off. I prefer to hold the button down and let go, but you can choose either one. When I want to switch to a slow shutter speed, I press the button that I've customized and I am shooting at a slow shutter speed. This way I can capture a frozen frame of someone running and right away switch to capture a blur of motion. One thing to know is that you can't set the camera to high speed frame capture, which allows you to capture 30, 60, or even 120 frames per second. Because if you do, your lowest shutter speed will be 1/60th of a second. I hope this is useful, and I hope it helps you to capture some great images. If you have any thoughts or questions, please share them in the comments below. If you like the content I'm creating, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much.